Debbie.
And I'm Audrey.
You're Audrey. And we are the
Question Queen.
Question. We're
Question Queen.
We are the question queens of the day.
Okay. All right.
You
I'm
don't
already
really know
scrolling on if
what
I'm trying to
people
watch this
said,
video.
okay?
Stop.
All right. Anyway, thanks for joining us today. Oh, hold on. We have to do the strawberries. Just a second.
Oh, I love the strawberries.
Hold on.
I'm all about the strawberries.
We gotta do the strawberries. Hold on.
Okay.
You look dead. You look like a dead strawberry.
Wait a minute. I look gorgeous. See, all you gotta do is just take your glasses off and then everybody looks gorgeous.
I have a very strange skin condition. It's called strawberry lotion.
Do not
Strawberry
start it.
delicious.
Just embrace your strawberry.
I'm embracing my
A body to be delicious.
Strawberry. What is a woman? Today we are answering the question, what is a woman?
We are
apparently. I'm sorry?
I said we are going to discuss what is a woman.
We are going to discuss what is a woman.
This is a sensitive topic.
Apparently it's extremely sensitive. And people can't answer this question. I'm old enough, well, in all my years, I have never had difficulty answering what a woman is or what's a man.
And that is a blessing. You should count that a blessing. Rotate.
I never considered that a blessing until I've heard some people not be able to answer what is a woman. So, what is a woman? We're about to find out. Matt Walsh did, that is his name, right?
Oh, Lord.
Matt Walsh.
It is. I didn't put my glasses on. Okay, good.
Okay, no, you don't. All right, so he tries to answer the question with woman. And here is the video. Hang on, do you want to hear it one more time? Do you want me to hear me sing one more time?
I do not. I absolutely do not. That's so nice that you asked. I appreciate that.
I can very much respect your honesty. Hang on a second.
Somebody here. Please, if one person can tell me what a woman is.
Yeah, for women. We ask you to leave.
What is that? I'm a husband. I'm a father of 4. I host a talk show. I give speeches. I write books. I like to make sense of things. A woman in particular.
There is not one particular thing. It could be many things to many people. Some women have penises, right? Some men have vaginas.
I like scented candles. You're not a scent. How do you know that you're mad?
I guess because I got addicted.
A man, woman.
I'm not a woman. Sorry. I can't really answer that.
I guess because I got a
It's not that funny.
I guess I'm a man because I got a dick. Wait.
That's not even funny.
I just can't. Oh my God, I can't. Oh, okay. All right. Whew. Oh, wow.
Women only know what women are.
Are you a cat?
No.
Can you tell me what a cat is? You want to tell us what a woman is?
I'm a biological woman that medically transitioned to an I will never be a man.
I'm sorry. What? He was a man that
He's a biological man.
Biological man that what? Hold on.
I'm a biological woman.
Woman.
Medically transitioned.
He's a woman.
That's what he said.
Okay. I don't think I'm going to be okay after this.
You're making me uncomfortable.
Be a man.
So they go on the internet and they're
I still don't understand the math there. Follow it?
What?
He's a biological what?
I do not know.
Okay, hold on.
All right, I don't know why this works. But I'm
Transition to appear like a male. I will never.
And so they go on the internet and they're told that all their problems will be solved if they pick men.
So you worry that there could be a sort of social contagion element of this.
Too tiny, okay? Got me at 42. Your child doesn't have a chance. You're affirming it with hormones that have never been used in this way. Puberty blockers, which are completely reversible. Completely reversible.
One of the drugs.
I'm not a woman, so I can't really answer that.
Women only know.
Do you see my face?
I don't know. The screen always freezes in the most unattractive way.
She just said, I'm not a woman, so I can't answer that. Why have we gotten into this? I can't say what anything is if I'm not it.
It's weird
I
world we're
can't say
living in.
what a preacher is because I'm not a preacher. Or is this only about gender? But everything else is fine. You can say what it is. But
I mean, because you wouldn't expect a toddler to be able to define themselves.
can you say, oh, that's a child, but I'm not a child. So can I say that?
It's because we're mixing issues. Are you sure when we start on this, or do you?
I'm not a woman.
We're using words, but we mean different things, and we're mixing definitions.
Okay. I'm not going to be okay after this. Hang on. We'll continue.
What women
You're
are.
gonna be fine.
Are you a cat?
No.
Can you tell me what a cat is? You want to tell us what a woman is?
Oh my gosh, you can't even say what a cat is. What did I just say? You can't even say what a cat is.
Mhm.
Holy mother of goat's milk.
Well,
What?
I mean, because in a situation like that, she knows that she's trying to be backed into a logical corner.
Oh yeah, God forbid we're putting a logical corner. Add any logic to this. Let's sprinkle logic.
But we're talking about people's lives and the way they feel. But that we're using logic terms, and that's why it gets confusing. Is we're using things that have
I'm
clear
not confused.
definitions.
I'm not confused at all.
I mean, other than
I'm confused at that woman can't even say what a cat is.
right. Are you confused by why that's an emotional thing, or why that might make her uncomfortable?
No, it's completely illogical. Look,
Okay, well,
reality is
that's exactly what I'm
I'd
saying.
like to be reality. I would like to be sitting in Hawaii. I'm sad because I'm not sitting in Hawaii. Therefore, but I can tell you, I am not sitting in Hawaii. That has changed the reality.
Well, but that's the thing, is that it's more than just about definitions. And that's why I hate it that we're so hung up on the definitions. So my super cool, I think, analogy of how this all kind of becomes so messy is that if you come to my house, you might find a chair, and it'll be obviously a chair. But I have clean clothes draped all over it. It is functionally a dresser. So if I call it a dresser, if you come in and you say, hey, get all your clothes off that chair, and I'm like, chair? That's a dresser. We are offended that you have called my dresser a chair. We're talking about different things. It's a functional dresser. It's a chair by definition. And we would never have that conversation because it's not an emotional issue for us. So then you tie in gender and identity and sex. Sex always complicates things.
Okay. So if we can't even define what a woman is, then
you can't even define the language terms you're using to have in the conversation.
But if we can't define what a woman is, why are there men? How are they trans? What do
That's
they
the
become?
beauty of it.
Woman? Because I'm pretty sure they know what that is.
Well, and that's why people don't like to get into these kinds of conversations. Why they usually only talk about these kinds of things with people that agree with them, is because you have to accept some things up front. And if you have not accepted those things, then the rest of the conversation doesn't make any sense. For example, I am not an atheist, but if I was an atheist and someone came to me and said, well, the Bible says, blah, 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 I'd say, yeah, I got a book here too. And it says one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Because I would not give any more weight to your book than I gave to my book. And so when you start off the conversation and you don't have a basis, any kind of a basis to agree on, you can't even, the rest of the conversation is going to be total nonsense. And that's where we are.
I don't understand if I decided that emotionally I'm not comfortable with my physical body or my gender. So I'm going to become a younger woman. I want to be a teenager again. Teenage male, because I think that would be pretty exciting. Probably have a lot of sex.
Yep, you would.
Okay, so you start, I tell you I'm a teenage boy.
Mhm.
Okay, that's fine. Even if you're accepting of it and you are cool with it, I'm cool with it, and that we do. But that is not the definition of what a teenage boy is.
And that's why it's gotten so hot and heated, because as long as there's been women alive and men alive and people of unspecified gender alive,
Mm-hmm.
there's been ones that have acted younger than they were. Now, that's always been the case. You can act differently than what you present to the world. But where it has gone off the rails is we also demand to be treated that way by people who don't have any insight into the way you're feeling. And so it's just so
What does it matter what they're feeling? Your feelings can't change the definition of what a car is. I can feel like I want a boat, but it's still a car. That's I don't understand. I don't understand.
well, and that's why
that are transitioning to be women.
I
100%
100% I understand that there are people that feel differently than they are identified by the world. I understand that, and I'm sympathetic to that, and I want to be on their team. But then when they demand that we all act like it's always been that way, that's the part where I just don't.
Yeah.
I know how to,
That's
I
exactly
want
right.
to be helpful and loving, but I don't understand how you can be so mad at me because I didn't know what gender you identified with. Because I used a pronoun based on 50 plus years of experience dealing with people, but I picked the wrong one.
Have you misgender or mispronoun? Is that what it's called? Do you not like?
I think they call it misgendering.
Well, they're adding all kinds of crap. I'm sorry, but I know I'm not supposed to be controversial, and then don't cancel us, please. But all this they, whatever shit. I'm sorry. I'm not. No, my answer is no.
Well, here's this, and I don't know if we can use this or not, Debbie, but I was in a coffee shop and I had already done my transaction, so I didn't say anything. But I saw a sign that said, respect our pronouns. They're important to us, respect our pronouns. What I really wanted to say was, you don't have to respect my pronouns. I do not give one single fuck with the person making my coffee thinks about my gender.
Why do I need to know your gender preference and gender identity and your sexual nature and what you do in your private life because I'm going in to get a cup of coffee? I don't care.
I don't.
I just wanted coffee.
And
And
I
see-
don't care what the people standing behind that counter think of my gender. And there's a lot of things that I do that other people don't appreciate. And I don't give a
Reminds me-
fuck about those people.
It reminds me of when gluten allergies came out, or when everything was starting to get gluten free and people were talking about it, and then it became a trend to ask at a restaurant, gluten free, just a phrase. And a lot of people, they weren't even gluten out. They had no gluten sensitivity, no gluten out, by the way. And that is,
I don't
real.
judge
They
other
didn't
people.
think it was
They
real.
just identify as sensitive to gluten. I don't give a fuck.
No.
Some people are just dramatic.
All right, well, let's go on with this video. Hang on.
All right. I'm taking my glasses back off.
All right.
It will never be an ad.
And so they go on the internet and they're told that all their problems will be solved if they become a man.
Do you worry there could be a sort of social contagion element to this?
A teeny tiny bit, right? It got me at 42. Your child doesn't have a chance. You're affirming.
Doesn't have a chance for what?
I think what he's saying is that there's people that they feel some angst, some at odds with the world, and the media is saying if you just change your gender, it'll be good. And so I think you should not necessarily react to this trailer. I think you may want to watch the whole thing.
Okay. All right.
It with hormones that have never been used in this way. Puberty blockers, which are completely reversible.
Completely reversible.
One of the drugs used is Lupron, right, which has actually been used to chemically castrate sex offenders.
You know what? I'm not sure to take this interview.
You don't want to talk about the drugs that you give to kids, or
How can I?
People don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about some stupid asinine drugs that were never it is so I can't.
I was gonna say, I don't know that we're the right ones to be talking.
I can't even go down that road. I'm just gonna say this for all these 42 people that are gonna watch, and maybe someday it'll be a lot
And
more.
mom.
I'm absolutely against giving any kind of puberty blocker or any kind of chemical castration to a child. That the difference between a child and an adult, and I'm very, very serious about this, your brain isn't fully
I mean, Debbie, if you may not
until
remember
you're
this conversation.
25 years old. You don't even realize, you cannot grasp the consequences of your actions. So to take a child's word, when a 4-year-old wants to swim in the pool and she doesn't know how to swim, you as the parent, you have to tell her no.
Just that there's things that you can't deal with as a child. Making healthy choices and developing a palate for choosing healthy foods.
Yeah, think about all the things you don't let children choose. Why would you let them choose something you are? And I get it that if you're really sincerely thinking your child is uncomfortable in their own skin and their own gender, and I've seen girls that are tomboys, which is what we used to call them, but now they're just boys. Autumn love Spider-Man. They don't make Spider-Man. They don't make Spider-Man underwear, little girls Spider-Man underwear. So we have to get that in the boys department for her. She's 5 years old. That does not, newsflash, doesn't mean she wants to be a boy.
Right. It means she likes Spider-Man.
She likes Spider-Man. Okay, video.
removing the healthy breasts of 15-year-old girls.
They're masculine girls. They're feminine boys. What are we gonna do about that?
How can this whole thing be happening then?
I wanted us to have a safe place to be able to just.
Part of me wants to ask why you care so much. I care about the truth.
I care about children. I care about men when their opportunities stolen from them.
Is it transphobic to tell the truth?
The other is over. Stop the cameras.
Well, fair. I just wanted to know what is a woman.
And we're not gonna find out.
That's not what I'm saying. Did you ever want to move to America?
They say no, right.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna stop that. That's just some bullshit. That's all I'm gonna say. I just cannot believe we can't even answer a question. What's a woman?
But you can understand that it's a complicated issue for some people. The definition of a woman doesn't
No,
have
I
to be
can't.
complicated.
Why is it complicated?
I mean, just the people have their feelings all caught up in it. And they're looking for validation.
Look, here's the thing. If a man tells me he wants to be like, all right, well, I won't mention his name, but our hairdresser. Now, he's gay. But let's just say the next time we went to go get our hair done, he says he's a woman now. And he wants me to call her and she, and I'm totally fine. If that's what he wants to do, I love him.
Mm-hmm.
It would be I would feel bad for him, going through that, but whatever, that doesn't matter.
Unless it showed a new kind of joy that you hadn't seen from him before. If he seemed absolutely happy and comfortable and hit like his best self, you would honor that.
Yep. But I'd have a problem with it. But here's what I have a problem with. After I honor that and do that, how does that change what a woman is? How does that change who? It doesn't. Because
And
he wants
if
to be
somebody
one.
from his childhood runs into him and calls the new her him, they shouldn't be mad about that.
No. And why would they? And to me, if you're going to be angry because someone misused your pronoun, it's the addition of thee and thus and thee and zo and
Yeah, I'm not down for
whatever 82,000 other pronouns you're supposed to know, and you don't ever assume someone's gender. I'm sorry. We live in a world where it's men and women. Always has been. Look at the restrooms, men and women. I'm sorry. Okay, maybe
those restrooms are an American Western civilization construct. We don't need separate bathrooms to go in there and do our business.
Oh,
but there are languages like Spanish that use gender for their language. And so if we pretend like there's no gender, it messes up their whole language. So there's unintended consequences.
Yeah.
That to me is the thing, is that you've got to find a way to be your highest and best self without fucking it up for everybody else.
Right.
Regardless of
change everything else because I want to be something I'm not. And I'm cool with it if you want to change and be that, whatever. If you want to wait tomorrow and if you're a man and you want to be one, I'm pretty damn sure you're a man before you decide you want to be a woman. So why are we like hiding behind what the true definition of a woman is?
And I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm hiding. I'm not hiding. I'm just a plain old generic biological woman.
What is a woman?
It is how do you even say it without saying female? So every species needs, except for worms, needs 2 parts to make a new species. One got an innie and one got an outie.
how do you even
And
have
they-
the talk about the birds and the bees if you don't know what a woman is? How do you
That's
do
what
that
I'm
with
saying. So we have to
do that?
establish some ground rules that, like, back when we used to sell hydraulics, I remember I wasn't very mechanically inclined. You know this
Oh my
story? I had been sheltered, but I had a kid, but I wasn't very mechanically inclined. But I was trying to understand what was going on with installing hydraulics. So I said to my boss, "So what's the difference between the male parts and the female parts?" And he said, "Male parts, female parts." And then I understood how hoses got put together.
Connectors. Yes.
That's right. Yes. So
I'm just mind blown. How do
plumbing
you even
fittings,
have
male.
how are these
I mean,
people having their conversation to about the birds and the bees?
we just call them innies and outies. We still got to call them that.
I just just such a I am a visual and you just really hurt my brain. I don't like you more right now. Like that's harsh. That was really
Outies.
harsh.
Innies.
No.
They go together.
Yeah, but you can't even.
I don't know what a
you can
man
say
is
because,
or a
look,
woman.
if we're going to define men and women, then you have to say, well, men and women both, they can have both. I mean, one or the other. You just don't know. It's a surprise when they get naked.
But it's not even a surprise. I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments, but like everybody starts with the same goop. And then you get some shots during your development of hormones. And if you get enough testosterone shots during your development and you have what is it? Boys are the X's and the Y's.
Yeah.
If you start off with an X and a Y and you get a couple good doses of testosterone, you're just going to be a regular old man.
Right.
And if you start off with two X's and you don't get any good shots of testosterone, then you're going to be a woman. All of those things. So, yeah, I think at the most basic definition, it has to do with chromosomes. And then on top of that, there's hormonal shots. And then
You know that it's very, very bad, like medically, for men to get estrogen. It causes so many problems. And for women, I know we have both in our bodies, but if I were to get huge doses of testosterone, it puts me at risk for heart attack. Like there's so much. I was reading the other
totally
day.
agree. I do. I totally agree.
How would they do that to children? Because of feelings?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not for that. I mean,
You know, in Canada right now, if your child,
when my son was 17 years old, he wanted to get a tattoo and he wanted me to sign for him to get a tattoo. And I said, look here, if you want to get a tattoo, that's an adult decision. And if you decide the first choice you make as an adult is to get a tattoo, then good on you. But the last choice I make as your mother is not going to be for you to get a tattoo. And then, he was 17, about to turn 18. And he said, I turn 18 in a couple months. I was like, cool, get a tattoo then. I'm not signing nothing for you to get a tattoo. And to think that if he was 8 and said he wanted to be a woman, I would be like, well, come on, let's go get you some estrogen.
Well, castrated. Let's
you know,
remove all your body parts.
But I do know that those families don't go into that decision that cavalierly.
I know.
It's their kid crying and feeling like
How do
I'm
you know?
not what I'm supposed to be.
It's the same thing about the gluten allergies. I'm not saying that people, I guarantee, look, there's some crazy people out there, but I guarantee you it's becoming a fad, a trend. It's like the Munchausen.
I'm not going to talk about those people.
The Munchausen, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not
There
talking
are
about
people
those people
out there that are convinced, are like their child that this is what you need, so they can go and fight
I'm not
for or
I'm not talking about those people. I don't care what your view is, left, right, middle, top, bottom. I don't care about that. There's always extremists. Whatever we do, there's always somebody going to use it for evil. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who genuinely feel like they got an issue.
I just think the whole children thing is really, it's really bad.
I do not disagree. But if there are people getting their kids regendered for evil purposes, I can't even be a part of that conversation.
Let's wrap this up. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I love people and I will fight for your right to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Well, I'm people too. I will fight for the rights for children not to be harmed. That is beyond the pale. I'm not redefining. I am a woman. I was born a woman. I have a vagina and breasts.
And nobody told me I was a woman.
And I'm not defining who I am and what a woman is just because anybody else wants to be me.
Okay, too long. Wrap it up.
That's my final say. So what are your all's
So
thoughts?
sorry.
What are your comments? I know this is a highly controversial topic, but forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like this video, and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for coming with us on this journey, and we will see you soon. Bye.